Hey, welcome back to another episode of PFT. I got the incredible actor in the house, John Bibby. You can catch him in my film, Percentage of Love. Also, another film right here, Power of Music. So, very funny guy. What's going on, John?
Hey, what's happening?
Hey, I can't call it, man.
All
So,
right.
how's everything been?
Everything is great,
hmm
living life, doing this acting thing we call acting, and just getting improving each and every day, just trying to get better and get my name out there and
Well,
just
speaking about acting, what's
mhm.
the most surprising thing anyone has said to you after watching one of your performances?
Oh wow. Mm. I guess the most surprising thing someone said to me was it was actually when I did a movie, I played a priest.
Mm.
And
Uh-oh.
yeah, I played the priest with the collar and everything, so it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I had someone after we saw the movie at the premiere. Someone came up to me and said, "I want
What's
to
the
tell
name of the movie you played? The priest?
Allen and the Rulers."
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
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 I think I heard of that. I think I seen that
yeah,
around. Yeah.
yeah. Marcus Cook,
Okay.
the writer and director, did an awesome job with it. Like it's out there, it's still out there. So if you want to go check it out,
Like, how
definitely.
many scenes did you do in that film?
It was a few. I did 3 or 4 scenes.
Okay.
But so I had someone come up to me after the movie was over and said, I will tell you, you did a great job. I
Mm.
thought you was a priest for real. I said,
So it was just like a random person came up to you and said that, or
yeah, well, I wouldn't say
right?
kind of random.
Yeah.
So he had a family member that was in the film as well. So I met him that day.
Okay.
So during the premiere. But yeah, so I took that as a pretty good compliment because I consider myself spiritual,
Okay.
but I didn't think, I wouldn't say I didn't think I did a good job, but
Mm.
for me, I don't know. I
Yeah.
just kind of,
Cause you doing it,
I'm
so
doing
it's
it.
just
Yeah.
like
Yeah. I don't know if it's hitting
right.
on the right notes, if it resonates with someone, or if it's like, it's not believable,
Yeah. Cause it's just like you do your performance, and after that, it's in the audience hands, so
That's
they gonna
right.
critique you, and then
Absolutely.
it's just like, hey, if I did a good job,
Yeah.
hey, but if not, it's how can I get better, right?
How can I get better?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, take us on the journey, man. How'd you get started in acting?
Oh, how I got started in acting. So I actually was a latecomer to acting. I didn't
Mm.
get started until 2018. And as a kid, I always had that in the back of my mind. Just had
Mm.
an active imagination. I'm the only child, so didn't have too many, didn't have kids to play with per
Yeah.
se, other than my cousins.
Well,
So
somebody can take that out of context, but it's cool.
there we
Yeah.
go. So I always had had the had an active imagination, and I
Yeah.
think that was part of the whole me being creative. And another thing is, I wanted to initially, when I was probably in grade school and then going into junior high, I wanted to pursue music, acting,
Mhm.
blah blah blah, this and that, and just kind of listening to the opinions of other people. Love my parents, but it was just kind of like, that's not a field that's gonna pay a lot of
Yeah.
money. So I kind of put that in the back burner and
Mhm.
went to college, got my degree in accounting, and so that's my professional job. So I'm
Okay.
a numbers cruncher.
Yeah.
So
Getting that money too, huh?
trying to get the money, get to
Yeah.
that money.
Yeah, yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So I had to put my passion. I put my passion in the background,
Yeah.
and then it came out in 2018. And how it came out was my family. We're all actors as well, all creatives.
Mhm.
We all signed with an agency here locally in town, Heyman Talent Agency.
Okay. So,
Um,
like you and your immediate family.
Me and my immediate family, yes. So my
Okay.
wife and my 2 kids. So
Okay.
my son, he's now 20, and my daughter is 17.
Okay.
But when we started back in 2018, of course, they were a little smaller. And how we got involved in it was that my daughter was a part of this program with Cincinnati Children's Hospital.
Okay.
And they were doing marketing materials, advertising. and for families, just trying to promote the hospital and their programs.
Mm.
And so we did a couple billboards, commercials, and it was like, you guys got a good looking family. You ever tried, sign up with an agency?
Yeah.
I say, agency? What's that? Didn't know anything about it.
Mm.
They referred us to Heyman, and we all auditioned, did a monologue.
What's Heyman?
So Heyman Talent Agency is a local talent agency here in Cincinnati, Ohio.
Okay.
They have an office in Louisville and an office in Columbus.
Mm.
So they scout out local talent. I receive auditions from them, commercials, movies as well. Don't get too many of those, but we do get movie auditions, but mainly a lot of commercials, industrial auditions.
Okay.
So yeah, we signed with them in 2018 as a family, and then we got some work, and then of course 21, 22, COVID hit.
Yeah.
And everything kind of shut down. But we were blessed by us being a family. There were still some companies that were looking for real families. So we was able to book a few jobs through COVID, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm gonna mention the roles, at least the ones that I know you've been a part of. So you been a part of Power of Music.
Yep.
Played Keith in Percentage of Love.
Yeah.
And then we have another one. We play an officer and a realtor. So what's been your most challenging role and why?
Wow.
I know you've been in a whole bunch of other stuff, but I'm just going to name a few. That's just a few.
Yeah. So I think my most challenging role was, I'm going to say it was challenging, but it was more or less, it was different.
Okay.
Me personally, I'm kind of reserved, introvert, but the roles that I love to take are the ones like Keith. It's kind of extrovert and out there and just wild and say anything what's on his mind, because reality, that's not me.
Yeah.
But again, it goes back to being a kid, that whole imagination. I could step out of me for a while and become this, over the top character.
Yeah.
So those roles are fun for me. And then again, also, I'm considered a pretty nice guy.
Yeah.
Playing the police officer role in a realtor, being the jerk cop.
Yeah.
So that was fun for me, because it really gets me out of my comfort zone and helps me to tap into this role of someone that's not me, per se.
Yeah, it makes sense.
So yeah.
Okay. And do you have a dream role that you would like to play one day in the future? Or do you feel like you've already played a dream role? Or?
I would love to play. I would love to play a role. I'm a big fan of some of my that I'm fans of. I'm a fan of Denzel Washington.
Okay.
Some other actors. I'm a fan of Robert De Niro. And an even fan of, not say even, but I'm a fan of Morris Chestnut as well. I would like to play probably a role of, at my stage where I'm at now in my life, I would probably like to play a role of maybe father figure to a teenage son, possibly a teenage son who's not, doing right, going down the wrong path, and me trying to get them back on track, and just that whole conflict and drama. Something similar to that, if that makes any sense. I think Denzel Washington summed it up.
I need a role though. Not
a role.
Yeah.
Okay, a role.
Yeah.
So
Because what you played so far? You played
okay, I got you. Let me back up. Police officer,
a
priest. Oh my gosh.
A father, a grandfather, a father and a babysitter.
I'll go to the extreme. Maybe a gangster role.
What?
Yeah, gangster.
I got you,
man.
I got you.
You got me.
Yeah,
you got me.
yeah.
You got me. Yeah, gangster role.
Yeah, for sure.
I like to play a gangster role.
I can see that. So is
Someone
this like a
that.
like series or is it more comedic?
I would like to do the serious thing.
Okay, nah, I got you for sure.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
like that.
Yeah.
Tap into some of that.
Gotcha. So, what has been
Mhm.
one of your most, or what has been the most funniest moment you had on set, or the most memorable you
Oh
had on set?
wow. Probably had a couple of them. Probably.
Yeah, just you can say two, maybe three,
Two or
whatever.
three.
Yeah.
Man. I think one day I was on set. I like to be prepared. I like to have my script down. Like to have it everything. My actions, blah blah blah, this and that.
Mm.
The funniest thing was it was one day I was on set and I was ready to go, and I I had the wrong scene.
Hold on, what film is this for? You gonna say what film it is for? Come on, man, you gotta tell us something.
I had the wrong scene, man. So it was for a short. It was for a
Okay.
student film. It
Oh,
was for a
okay.
student film. Yeah.
So you had your scenes mixed up.
had
as
the
far-
scenes mixed up, and this was
Okay.
like on early in the process. And I
Okay.
thought I was like, man, I got this down. And it was like, no, you reading so and so. I was like, oh shoot.
So you read somebody else's?
Yeah, I had the
Part,
whole
or-
memorized the whole part. Yeah, someone else's part memorized.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I studied it. I knew it. And
I thought you were saying like you had
no,
okay.
not enough. Mm-mm.
Gotcha.
It was a student film, and I still did all right, based on what was there. But I mean, it happened,
yeah.
and that was
Yeah.
like one of my first projects.
Okay.
And yeah,
Well, at least it was like a student film, you know.
It
what I
was,
mean?
it was.
Yeah, hopefully they didn't fail.
it was just a miscommunication because I know that the email and everything I had.
Were they pretty cool about it though?
They were
or
pretty
how-
cool. They were cool
okay.
about it. They were real cool about it. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was real cool about it.
You know,
So yeah,
I ain't know if you had to pull out that in the gangster out of you, you know.
right.
You had to roll up to UC or something. you
Right,
know what I
right, with the
mean?
UC.
Yeah. Was it UC project or who was it?
It was a
for?
UC project.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, it was a UC project.
Okay.
And shout out to UC projects. I did a few of those short films, which gave me some great experience through the UC.
So what other memorable moments would you say?
I won't say funny moments, but
Okay.
memorable moments.
Or funny moments, whatever.
Yeah.
whichever one.
So I was actually my first time being a lead in the film. The name of the film is called Pizza Asimia.
Okay.
Announcing that right. So it hasn't made it out yet. They want to put it in the film festivals. So
Okay.
there's
So it's a
still-
recent project.
It's been on the shelf. Well, I'll say recent, probably about a year.
Okay.
Yeah, I
That's
filmed it
pretty
about
recent.
a year ago, and that was a great experience.
Have you seen it yet?
Yeah,
so
oh
far?
yeah, oh yeah,
Okay,
oh yeah.
okay,
It was
yeah.
a great experience, and it was really moving because it took just kind of give you a summary of a quick snap of it.
One more thing. So is it a short or
It's a
feature?
short film. Well,
Okay.
what you call it? Mini short, 30 minutes.
Okay. Yeah.
I know that's
yeah,
considered a short
it's
still.
it's still a short. But
Yeah. So just real quick story.
Yeah.
So it goes through the falls of life of a man who loses his wife to cancer, and his neighbor, this annoying kid, he has cancer, and he didn't realize it until later on into the project.
So hold on. Is this a funny moment or a memorable moment? I just want to set up my expectation before I start laughing. And it's like
no, it's not really
okay.
funny. It's a memorable moment because
Okay.
it took me through a lot of emotions.
Okay.
Because it's to a point where the guy, him and his wife, used to go to this pizza place every week.
Okay.
And after his wife passed away, he was getting these pizzas that was delivered to his house every Friday. And it's like, I didn't order pizza. Who's going to send me these pizzas?
Yeah.
And it kept going, and then eventually he figured out it was the boy across the street because he worked there at one time and he has cancer. And he thought, I'd cheer him up by giving him pizza. However, this triggered my character, like, me and my wife. This is our special moment, special time. So to make a long story short, which made him, which I always remember this, is there was a scene where I just like had it all, just kind of a breaking point.
Mm-hmm.
So I, had to bawl out, just crying, like, I couldn't take it anymore. So I broke down, and that was the first time I actually like really felt that emotion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because
So you broke down like
break down crying,
Yeah.
and just
like John, not the character you played, like yourself broke down crying.
no, the character I was playing.
So the character you were playing broke down crying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you had to capture that moment.
I had to capture that moment.
Gotcha. I'm with you.
So that was kind of special to me because before that it was just kind of acting. I really didn't even was able to capture emotions like that.
Were you able to produce the real tears, or they had a?
They're watery.
Yeah, I got you. Nah,
Yeah, I'm not a crier, but
Yeah.
I definitely can feel the emotion, the behind the eyelids. And I mean, when I saw it back, it did come out, real. So yeah, wasn't a funny moment. Sorry.
Yeah. What about like the fart spray with Alicia? Remember Alicia's project Home for Dinner? Were you there
Yeah.
for the fart spray?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you were there, right?
That was yeah.
That was crazy.
That was crazy. That was
Yeah.
crazy. Just the smell of it.
Right.
I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah.
Because I understand she wanted to get the
breath.
breath thing
Yeah.
with the young lady speaking, but when she spread that,
Because at
fart
first
spray,
I didn't smell it. I was like, oh,
you didn't
okay.
smell it? Oh my
Nah,
gosh!
the first time she sprayed it, but at the second time it was like, yeah, it was over.
And it just lingered in the house for like.
And I can't cover
forever.
my nose because I'm doing audio and I have to hold it, like, you know what I mean? And trying to get that shot, but that was
That was a fun project. I enjoyed that
Yeah.
project.
Yeah.
I think it went by pretty fast. That was a fun
I
project.
think got like 10K views on YouTube.
Yeah,
It
I was
crazy.
surprised,
In like
man.
under a week or something like that. So,
absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was oh well, I'll let you.
no, I was just gonna. Nah, you good? Nah, you got another moment, like a funny moment? I know, like nothing depressing. Yeah, that was kind of like, I don't feel like crying. Yeah.
I'm trying to think a funny moment.
Well, how do you prepare for a role?
How I prepare for a role. The first thing I do is when I get a script, I read the script, and if it's if it's a movie, a feature, I read the whole. I read everything,
Oh,
not just
wow.
my role.
Yeah.
I read everything because I want to know, how this character fits into the
Overall
of the story.
Yeah.
Right. So I just don't read my character. I read the whole script. So I read that, make sure I have a clear understanding of
How many
he
times do
fits.
you think you read it before you feel like you have it fully processed?
Oh my gosh. If it's a full movie, like I don't know, like 90 or 120 pages or so,
Right.
once, maybe twice at the max.
Okay.
Because it's a long script. But my scene, of course, I go over and over. Oh my gosh, I can't tell the number of times I go over before I even start saying, like, okay, let me start trying to memorize this. Memorization for me is kind of like the last thing I do.
Why is that?
Because I want to know, I want to have a clear understanding of my character. Because if I can relate to it, if it's something in my life that I can relate to, and with the character, it's easier to memorize it. You know what I mean?
Right.
I got to put it in my words. So it may say, character Jack. He's going down the street to get some a cold drink or something crazy like that. I need to know. Okay, I'm going down the street getting the pop. Something I'm going to say in my words, and then I'll go back and then you hear actors all the time. They taking notes. I take notes, of course, and write down what do I think this means in my head to get it right. It's a long process, and then finally, I go through the memorization. And what I found out with the memorization is that when I was new to acting, memorization was like, oh man, it was like, I got to memorize like 5 pages by, in 2 days. That's going to be, that's crazy. That's why I was thinking in my head. But now, the more times you do it, I think you just build that memory or build that brain cells, whatever you want to call, just to be able to pick up things a little faster. And I just noticed that more times I'm getting scripts, it's fast. I'm getting faster, getting off book, which is cool.
Yeah, speaking about memorization, you have to depend on the other folks in the scene with you to have the lines memorized as well. So, what do you
Absolutely.
think makes a great scene partner?
Great scene partner. What makes a great scene partner for me is someone who's listening,
Okay.
and you could tell they listening. It's not just, and it's just like with just in regular life, you can tell that someone's like, oh, you know how you talk to someone and they say, okay, I'm waiting for them to finish their point so I can say my word.
Yeah.
It's like that in acting. You know, if you could tell that someone like sitting there, you saying your line, they sitting there like, you know, trying to figure out what I'm gonna say next. You know, waiting on, okay, da, 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 da.
Right. Like they'll zone out
Yeah,
until
yeah,
like you say
until-
that key word,
yeah,
and then that's
then
when
like, they pop up. Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, if you can get a scene partner where you guys got chemistry, where it's just like a conversation. That's why I guess directors, you always hear directors say, you know, it's kind of cool, you know, we don't turn the cameras on, just let them.
But how do you get that chemistry? Like, how do you guys connect? Is it something organically, or is that something that you develop over time? How does that work?
That's a good question. I think scene partners, I think it's the more times they go over the lines together, it's their connection. Because I just don't, I know some actors, they say that they wait to go over their lines with their scene partner once they get on set or whatever. I think it's the opposite. I think you really need to have that connection with your scene partner in rehearsals prior to getting on set versus you doing your thing, they doing their thing, and then say, okay, you know, 2 weeks later, let's come together and we just see how it flows. I think you need to work on that prior to getting on set. And then, you know, I think sometimes it's some people just get that chemistry with one another. It's just like you mentioned, organic.
Yeah.
It just works.
And so, like, how do you navigate like the highs and lows in the independent filmmaking world?
Yeah, that's it's challenging. The reason I say it's challenging because when you're doing something that you love, it's a passion. So it's not really about the money. But, you know, then again, you have, you know, you putting time into it. And, you know, if you're not doing acting full time, you got a full time professional job that you're doing, that paying the bills, that, you know, taking care of family. You know, so you got to prioritize those things. And that gets difficult. Like for me, for example, I'm married, you know, 2 kids, one in college, one getting ready to go to college. So I got to make sure that, you know, they're taken care of and make sure that the bills are paid and then pursue my passion. You know, if I try to pursue my passion and put everything else on the back burner with them, that's going to fall apart. And then I'll fall apart. So it's a balancing act because you want to do what you love, of course. And for me, this is an outlet. I mean, it's an outlet for me. I love this. I mean, I don't have to get, you know, people say, yeah, you're not getting paid. No. I mean, I think you other, like you had your other previous interview. I mean, it's all about, you know, networking, meeting people because opportunities is going to lead to other opportunities, hopefully.
Yeah. So mentally, how do you process that? Like, you want to pursue acting, you know, that seems like your dream, but you also have responsibilities you have to take care of, you know, as the head of the household or as a father. Yeah. So how does that work?
Compromise. Compromise. I mean, I had this conversation with my wife not too long ago. You know, she's in the. I'm gonna say she's in the business. She's acting, so she's been on some jobs, so she kind of understands the industry a little bit. But if I tell her I got to go out of town to film, how much they paying? You know, not really paying anything.
Yeah.
Like, you don't spend your good. Why you doing that?
Right. So she's looking at it as you losing money going out there versus, you know, that's a liability.
That's a liability versus
So how do you
asset.
convince her it's an asset then?
Just like I'm telling you now, what I tell her is that people that I'm going to meet on the set, they could have another opportunity, a paid opportunity that can be something bigger and better. Right. And then I'm getting experience being on set. I'm getting experience doing things. Exposure. That's the word I'm looking for, exposure.
Yeah.
Just like, for example, I was on set, earlier this month in December. It was a job. And it was a pretty big job for a project. I had a small role, one line, and it was in Shelbyville, Kentucky. Didn't pay anything really. It paid a little bit, but not enough to cover, you know, gas to get out there. But I met a director. The director is out at LA, like what I did, and you never know.
Right.
Connected with him. I don't have his personal phone number, but we connected on social media, and who knows?
Right.
And that's how I look at things.
Yeah.
For me.
You gotta be careful with that sometimes, though.
What you mean?
You met a director, and he says he lives in LA.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta be careful with that.
I'm not gonna go move to LA or anything like that.
Yeah, but you know. Sometimes they like to take it, you know, sometimes people like to take advantage, you know. Yeah. So you gotta be like alert.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
But you say you did music as a kid, right? Or you wanted to pursue music or
tinker with music?
Tinker with it. Okay.
When I say tinker with it, so that's kind of a lie.
So
I played the saxophone.
Okay.
In fifth grade, started playing the saxophone. I played up through high school through my ninth grade year. Was never really good.
Yeah.
But I said, you know, it was kind of one of those things like, I should have go back and revisit that.
All right.
I never did.
All right, man. You gotta get you in relax mode, man. Well, here we have fun. You know what I mean? So we gotta get you, you know, loosen up a little bit.
Oh, loosen up?
But yeah.
Okay.
Come on, you have fun. You tell jokes and all that, you know what I mean? No, I'm just playing, but no, but
I'm still kind of tight.
I asked about the music thing because one of my questions I have for you: what's your go-to karaoke song, and would you sing it in front of a cast?
Oh my gosh, man! Ooh, go-to karaoke song. I'll be honest with you, bruh. I don't have.
That's what I'm talking about. Bruh. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about right there. Yeah, that's the John wants you right there. Keep it 100 with me.
Keep it 100 with you. All right, to keep it fun, man, I'm an old school hip hop dude, so I'll probably go with something like Airbnb and Rakim Paid in Full or something.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll do a Paid in Full for you. I ain't gonna do it here right now.
Come
I'll
on.
do a Paid in Full. That's what I would do.
Okay. So if I had $100 for you right now,
I'll bust it out. Here's $100.
Okay. hey, B, I need that 100 from you, man.
You're the 100. I'll bust it out. Shoot. Put 200 on there, man. I'll get up and throw a little something else here on it. Yeah, Brandon Mike and.
I'm gonna go ahead and say pause.
Pause.
So let's speaking about pause, man. It's this role. So let's talk about Percentage of Love, man.
All right, Percentage of Love.
I love Percentage of Love, man.
I do too, man.
The cast on there, man.
So it'll be okay.
Yeah.
So we here, we talking.
Yes,
so
sir.
Percentage of Love. I love the concept. I thought it did well in the winter film. I know you wanted to do better at the winter film. I did too.
Nah, I'm cool. I'm cool.
You cool?
Yeah. I mean, okay. as far as okay, I think I went over this story. This is probably my third time on the pod, but I'll do it one more time. All right, so I'll set it up. So you have different blocks. So I think you have an A block, B block, and a C block. So when we got there for the B block. And so like we got there for the A block, but we saw the beginning of the B block. So as far as them introducing the films, they gave it like more courtesy versus ours, and I'll explain. So in the B block, they give you a 10-minute warning, say, hey, these films are about to be played. And then right before they about to play the films, they gave another warning, say, hey, everybody get seated, and then start showing the film. Okay. So for our C block, they gave the 10-minute warning, but they didn't give that last minute warning. So they just played it. And that's when so it's nighttime. So that's when everybody's coming in.
Everybody's coming in while it's playing.
So everybody's coming in, which is cool. But they're making a lot of ruckus. People buying stuff in the bar, and I had a vision like, okay, all these people are gonna be here. I'm gonna go up the top. I'm gonna look down. As my movie's playing, I'm gonna feel like at the time, man, I felt like Ghost, man. I felt like Ghost from Power, and I was in Truth. So I'm gonna look down, like as everybody's like watching my film and everything. And it didn't go as planned. So they just played it, so I didn't have a chance to get that minute warning so I could make my way upstairs. So I'm still downstairs. They just playing it. I'm like, all right, cool. And you just hear a whole bunch of ruckus and everything. So it's just like, nobody's like really paying attention to it. And the people up front, they see it, they're laughing, and everybody in the back is like not even caring. And then they just realize like, okay, and then and then you got some small chuckles. But I can't even like fully examine, what we worked on, right? Because it's like, nobody like really saw it like that for real.
It was hectic. It was hectic that day. I remember that night. Yeah.
But like, what was your experience?
So like since it was over, did you decide why you didn't do the music? The festivals, film festivals, anything like that,
that gave me like PTSD from that. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, man.
You was like, forget it, huh?
Yeah, a little bit.
You was like, forget
I was like, I ain't gonna lie to you. But yes, that's pretty much that. I mean, that answers the question there. I mean, I did tinker and toy with it.
Yeah, I thought you was gonna do something with it. With the
so one thing about
the sound. The
sound.
Like
that's what I was gonna say. Okay. So like, the sound on there. If I know, so I edited the project. So if I know what I know now, then I probably could save it, but I deleted all those files. So it's just like, okay, what we have is the end all be all. So if I put something out with that now, it's just that sound to me. Maybe it doesn't sound as bad to you, but if you're a filmmaker, you know what I mean? You overly critique yourself, and you're in a community of filmmakers. So like once they see your project, you put it out. Now you gotta hear the critiques. You probably don't hear it, but you know, you're gonna get it. You know what I mean? So
about this percentage of love too.
Okay, that's great. Okay, so actually, when I screened it for you guys, for the cast, you guys were like, yo, you should make this a series. I was like, okay.
I remember we talking about that.
Yeah, so I actually did. I wrote one episode, and I don't know what happened. I wrote one episode. I had maybe 20 something pages to it.
Okay.
And Hosea ended up moving to Atlanta. So it was like, all right, man. Now I can't even, because I wanted to make it like a 10 episode type of a thing, and then where we shot it at Union Hall, that'd be like the main place, and we already pretty much had a location. So that probably would have been like 50-70% of where we would have shot at. You know what I mean? So we already had the locations unlocked. They was already cool with it. And Hosea moves, and it's just like, and it's not going. It's like I could recast, but I'm like, I don't know if we want to do that. Or if he want to spin it off where he's not in it. You know what I mean? That was a possibility. But I've already written that first episode. You know what I mean? It was just like,
okay.
But yeah, I mean, you never know.
Whatever you do, I'm down.
Yeah, because I was like, man, because Keith stood out to me. I'm like, man, I got so many jokes for Keith. Man. Like Keith was my favorite character to write for.
You made it easy for me because Cause you know what? I mean, I don't really consider myself definitely no stand-up comedian, anything of that sort. But I mean,
Yeah.
but you definitely made it fun, man.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun
Yeah,
playing
cause
that role.
yeah, cause my boy he watched it. He was like he would watch your performances and be like, man, you give like a he what he describe you as. He was like, you seem like a funny guy, like in a Tyler Perry movie. Like he could see you in like in a Tyler Perry
Okay,
movie
that's
being a
what's
funny
up.
guy. I was like, yeah, man.
Okay.
It's like, yeah, he's like super hilarious. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
Like when we did the that one commercial for the library, the free commercial.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he was like, man, he was getting weak at that, and he was just like,
Really?
yeah,
Okay.
he was like,
And see, that's what I was going to touch on too, man.
Yeah.
The whole, and you might have heard this before, the imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
You just don't know, how people are evaluating you. Or, I don't say
Right.
critiquing you or looking at you.
Yeah.
I don't feel myself being like funny, but
Right.
some people may see that, man. And,
yeah.
I'm good with it.
Right.
I mean, if from this point on, if I get cast in roles where I'm playing the funny guy, hey, more power to it. I'm
Yeah.
good.
Yes, sir.
I'm
Yes,
good.
sir. So, like, when you got the script
Yeah.
for Key,
Yeah.
well, look, before we get to that,
Okay.
so like, how we started with Winter Film, like with
Yeah.
the team and all that, and the original script, like, what was your overall? What was your? Because I
Yeah.
haven't like really asked anybody in the cast or
Yeah.
crew after that. It was
Well-
pretty just moved on.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, man. You personally, I give you much props, man. That's why when you need me for anything, I'm what you need, bruh. As long as I can make it fit my schedule, I'm there.
for
Because
sure.
you was the only one at the winter film competition that reached out. I mean, because when you went to the competition, when you went to the little icebreaker thing, you did your little audition, blah, blah, blah. But when I got there, I said, man, they already know who they want. They already got their teams together. So what we going through?
Man, you know what's crazy? So I went in there like, okay, I want to work with new people. So like anybody, so
Wow.
like you,
Yeah.
Aurelia,
Yep.
Gina,
Yep.
and just to name a few.
Yeah.
I mean that's that's where I met you guys at.
That's what I meant. Yeah. That's why I give
So-
you much props, man, because I mean, everyone else was like, I mean, I had some people say, yeah, we're putting together a team. And nothing never did come through. Things. I said, okay, that's cool. But you was on it, man.
I was open,
Yeah. And I like how you guys did the process. I know we had a meeting at the library, and then things kind of went left. And
Let's talk
we
about that,
switched
man.
Let's go talk about that, man. You put that out there?
Let's
All
like
right.
because honestly, and I like having this show because we can talk about this and maybe like the viewers, whoever's doing something, similar, they can learn from, the mistakes. I made some mistakes, and like maybe like the stories, the horror stories or whatever.
I thought the concept initially that we had, it was just, I don't know, it just wasn't.
Yeah, it was. I felt like it was like the stuff. It was cool. Like when we first so the way we set it up, the way that I envisioned it was okay. We got two writers. We have one writer that's gonna do something, and another writer is gonna do something, and whoever gets picked for winter film, that'll be for winter film.
Right.
But like whoever doesn't get picked, we'll do for like another project.
Sure.
Immediately moving on. So of course we picked a project, and then it was cool when it was like that particular project. So now the thing is, I got everybody pretty much giving like, what do you think? What do you think about this? What do you think about this? What do you think about this? Oh, okay, I think this. And while I'm asking those questions, the person that's writing it is like being defensive, and they have the right to be, but it's also what I didn't realize or was wait to realizing that plays a part in your head because now this is your first competition, and you want to stay true to your vision, but you also want to be considerate of like what other people want to do as well, or how other people see it. So I felt like those revisions, they kept happening. And then one meeting, I wasn't there. One person dropped out. And I was like, okay, if it was enough to make this particular person drop out, then I need to like revisit what's going on. And I might have to like, step up and take over. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. Like I said, I think with you guys making that change was the right change from that to Percentage of Love.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it
Because
definitely is.
because me so now we pretty much like at the halfway point, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's like, yo,
I was just impressed how you guys able to put it together so fast, man. Because like
Yeah.
you said, we was halfway.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, once we filmed all that, it was just like, okay, I don't think this is enough. So I had to like film additional scenes like the intro,
the intro, yeah,
part. Like I
yeah.
had to go out and it's like, okay, what like, so it was just like, okay, how can we make this more interesting? You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, I think it came out for
I
what
thought
for
it
what we-
came out
yeah.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
thought it came out really good, man.
Okay. But anything you want to add to that or anything? Because I just like I haven't like again, I just talked to Josiah about this, and I think you and maybe I didn't talk to her really about it. So you and Josiah talked about it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So yeah.
And Josiah, that's my cat, man.
He's a
that's
director too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, direct. Yeah. That's right. That's
Yeah.
right, man. So I mean, I don't know.
Okay. Alrighty, well, let's talk a little bit more about Keith. So, like you said, so you usually reserved,
Usually reserved, man.
and you this is your first like comedic role, right?
It is.
So like as we mentioned, like when you got the script, what was like going through your head when you saw like some of these lines and some of the things that like I know when we did Sabrina the teenage.
I knew you was gonna bring that up.
No, we did that take
I
like
couldn't get that right,
yeah,
man.
we did it like 15 times.
And see the funny thing about it, bruh, it was like, bruh. The funny thing about it was that it was more times we did it, I was trying to get it perfect.
Yeah.
And then it just kept getting worse and worse. Like,
Yeah.
Shoot, it ain't gonna happen.
Right.
It ain't gonna happen. Because I understood it intellectually, but just trying to get it to flow out,
Yeah.
it just it wasn't going nowhere.
Yeah,
I was
because
trying,
one of the actresses that read the script. So before we shot, she was like, "Oh, is this John Bibby?" It's like, "Yeah." "Oh, okay. He seems like I know John Bibby. He's gonna do this part." She was like, "I was like, yeah." Like, "Oh, okay, yeah, because he's more like a church guy. He's more reserved."
He's more like a
and everything."
church guy.
Yeah, I was like, but she was like, "Yeah, that's interesting." So I was like, "Oh, okay."
That's
But I was
hilarious.
like, "Nah, I definitely see it. Like I seen it. You know what I mean? Like I seen it in you. I seen you perfect for the role when we wrote it. So like really, like when I wrote it, it was like, okay, who do I have that I know that's going to be what I'm looking for, that I know is going to be committed. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
So who do I have on the team that I know is going to be committed, and I'll write for you specifically, and then that's how that really came about.
Man, yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah.
Like I said, I love the role, man. I mean, I loved it. It was a great role for me, and like I said, I would love to do something like that again too, as well. Yeah, matter of fact, I'm filming for a movie in January, and kind of similar to a Keith character.
Okay.
Yeah, kind of similar. Yeah.
So
So kind of like a guy he got a brother, and he's always and the character I'm playing, he's the jerk brother, always in his brother's mess, always messing with him. You know.
How did you get this role? Was it like an audition?
Let me tell you, go back to the whole networking thing.
Okay.
So there was a movie that I was in. Matter of fact, Brianna was in it as well in Louisville. And
Brianna Gibson.
Yep.
Okay.
So we filmed it back in October or so, and the guy was doing the camera work. He's a director, and he's doing another picture. And he said recently it had someone drop out of the film, and he said, you kind of be perfect for this role. And I said, yeah. He said, you want to read for it? I said, yeah, absolutely. Send me the script, read for it, booked it, and yeah, that was pretty much it, man. And like I said, I didn't know anything about dude. It's just the whole one thing led to another. On set for one film and got an opportunity for another film.
Hey, that's how it works, though.
I'm finding more and more as I'm in this industry. That's how it works, man. Exactly, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with Keith, like what was
Yeah.
like one of the lines and percentage of love that stood out to you? Or it doesn't have to be Keith. You know, Keith's line could be somebody
Yeah.
else's line. Like one of those lines that stood out to you is like, man,
Man,
that's
I'm and just watching it back, thinking back about it, man. I really like the line that when what was Hosea's character name?
Donovan.
Donovan.
Yeah.
Donovan. When Donovan was talking to Keith, saying like, "Man, I can't get any girls and this and that. I really want some girl." And then I'll go back on my whole life talking, man, back in the day when I used to get down, shoot, I was knocking them down like JC,
Yeah.
That was funny, man.
Yeah.
I like that. Just looking back of it. And then the whole editing thing, what you did with the voiceover, with him talking to himself.
You
like,
gotta credit your
like,
side for that. He's the one that pretty much
That was
gave us
awesome,
that-
man.
Yeah.
Because it just gave it more,
Yeah. It
like,
enhanced it more.
enhanced it more,
Yeah.
right? Like, here come this guy. And everybody can relate to a Keith at
Right.
work. Oh man, here he come talking this crap.
Right.
And then plus I'm, older guy and
Yeah.
talking, saying I used to do all this
Yeah.
in line.
Yeah.
So just kinda I
So you
like
think
that.
the
Man.
Keith was lying when he was saying that, or you think he had some truth behind it? Or you think maybe he was just embellishing it?
Embellishing it.
Yeah.
Definitely embellishing it, man. Definitely. And then the whole line too, man, which I thought was kind of funny. And I didn't realize it until actually I was watching the playback of it, was the part that when your girl came past me,
Aurelia,
when I was at the
Yeah.
refrigerator.
Sabrina,
Sabrina
Yeah.
thought about fake. What's his line?
Terry Silver,
Silver.
Terry Silver from
Probably
Power.
took all your money or something. I'm like, dang, how she know that?
And the divorce.
Yeah, divorce.
Yeah,
Took all your money in
yeah.
divorce. I'm like, dang, how she know that?
Yeah. And you know what? And I threw that line in, and I was hoping it would be like that because I wanted like some parts to like stick out. But
Stick out.
sometimes like when you rewatch like funny movies, like you'll see like little lines like that where it's just like, man, I didn't even catch that until like my third or fourth playback because one
I didn't
line
catch that either.
Yeah.
And like I said, that was just kind of the whole the chemistry thing, I guess. I was just caught up in the moment.
Right.
Because if someone said that to me, that would have been John saying, like, dang, you know that.
Right.
You know my business.
Right,
You know?
right.
And then from that point on, you could tell that Keith's character was like, hey, kind of like, damn. Just kind of went from like all jovial to like, man, my business. Like, you want to mess with her, but.
Yeah, and in playing a comedic role, sometimes comedic actors, they'll improvise their lines. Was there any lines that you improvised when playing Keith?
Oh, I'm trying to remember. You wrote that so well. I don't think there was too much I improvised on that. I could have. Not that I just can recall. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, you wrote it well, man. I mean, even the part when the young lady, Stephanie's character, walked past, I'm like, that was crazy too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah.
Yeah. So, like, with Percentage of Love being like a romantic comedy, was there any other genres that you think you would prefer to play, or is this it? Like, okay, this is like my lane, romantic comedy, or you think you in another lane?
I like this lane, but I would love to play as well a dramatic character, something like a character you would see in even when the Chicago PD, fire, even like FBI, Law and Order. I mean, people kind of like I know what's called. They mentioned that as well. Dream job. It's kind of one of those things. A recurring role on one of those series, primetime drama networks. So that would be something I would definitely love to do.
Okay.
But yeah.
So picture this. So
All right.
these are like little playful questions. I'm gonna
Yeah,
ask you.
okay.
So it's still surrounding Keith. So you're a director, and someone's playing the role of Keith. What kind of role or what kind of movie can you see that being? Would you want to direct with Keith being the star of that movie?
The name of the movie, or what you say? I'm trying to.
So like the name of the movie,
Okay.
and then what type of movie do you think it would be? If Keith, like, so pretty much if Keith had his own spinoff,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
and you were the director,
Yeah.
what kind of movie do you think it would be?
I could see. Wow. I could see Keith playing this 50-plus-year-old bachelor trying to go out on dates, trying to date these different younger women in their 20s and thinking he still got it. And these women probably looking at him like, man, this old dude. Kind of similar to like what you call it, a sugar daddy almost.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can see that.
I being a sugar daddy, you know, old school player, and he think he all this, and they looking at him kind of, you know, laughing.
So what messages or things do you think audience would get from Percentage of Love?
What messages or themes?
Yeah.
The biggest thing is, I think, if you know what you want, as far as how can I shorten this? I'll say this in a quick message. Go after what you want. Go after what you want. Say that. So, like Donovan's character, you know, he did the whole speed dating thing, couldn't find anyone that just connected. But he finally found someone, and that was someone that he really wanted, and he was intentional about it. Yeah.
That's a nice breakdown.
I mean,
Hey.
that's how I see it. I mean, even though Keith, you know, muddied the waters a little bit, although trying to influence him, but Donovan was going for it. So
speaking about the speed dating, what do you think? How do you think Keith would have done on the speed?
Oh
dating?
my gosh!
Like,
my gosh!
So take Donovan out, put Keith in. What does that look like?
Woo! I don't know if he had got past the first one.
I don't know. I think he probably would have took some of them girls home, man. I could take what I could get.
I think so too. The one he made out here take it home was the one with the
yeah.
He was crazy.
that
Talking about
outfit
goat
one.
blood or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Goat
Other
blood.
than-
Let's do it. Yeah, I can see him doing that.
Other than that, yeah, Keith would have. Come on.
So, if you could describe Keith in 3 emojis, what would it be? And,
man.
And why?
And
why?
And why?
Yeah.
Probably what's the emoji? The ha. I don't know the emoji.
Yeah.
Like the funny guy.
Okay.
Out there. Oh man. Man, you date my age, bruh, because I'm thinking here, looking at, what some emojis? Only emojis I know is the like emoji and the smile. What emojis are there? A heart emojis. So, still having a heart.
If you had a love scouter, like the one,
Love Scouter, okay.
like the one in the in the
Prince
short,
of Love.
how do you think you would use it?
Oh man, Keith character, how you would use it?
Nah, how would you use it?
How?
John, how would you use
Oh
it?
man, let's see. Shoot.
We laid back here. You keep it real. Just keep it. How would John use the love scouter?
Pre-marriage or after marriage? I'm married now, so I mean, of course, it's the right answer. I'll use it on my wife. Of course, you know, it would be register as a 10 with my wife, and we'll live.
Okay, pre-marriage then. Pre-marriage. Let's go with that one. Yeah.
In case my wife see this, you know, love you, baby.
Let's go. Let's get it. I want to hear this answer now.
He's want to hear this answer.
Yeah.
Because there was a pre-marriage John before. There was probably I had a little Keith in me back in the day, man.
I can see that.
You can see that. Have a little Keith back in the day.
Yeah, probably like a Freaknik or something, man.
I see you dating myself. I've been to some Freakniks, bro.
Have you for real?
Man, come on, man.
What was it like? I probably was it. I probably was like.
Did you see the documentary?
I didn't see it.
I mean, you got to
It
check
came
it
out
out.
already?
I went on there though.
I saw the trailer
So,
for it, but I didn't.
it's out. It's on Netflix or something, Hulu. I don't know.
You say you were on it?
Nah, I wasn't on it. I wasn't on it, man.
You made sure to watch all them episodes.
Yeah, I watched
sure.
them, man. I watched it good too. Make sure.
Yeah.
So I told someone, I said, man, I'm glad they didn't have cell phones.
Yeah.
They didn't have any of that back in the day because they had cell phones. I think a lot of cats my age would be in trouble.
Why you say that?
We just be in trouble, man. I mean, cat. I mean, which, like you said, you gotta go see the documentary because what they did on the documentary, it was pretty much, it's pretty much
That's spot on.
spot on. It might have been some other stuff that happened, that went a little more than what they did on there. But yeah. I mean, I know we got an audience here, but I mean, women dancing on the cars, highways, bumper to bumper, people getting out. I mean, it was just a madhouse.
Man.
I mean, it was crazy, man. When I say crazy, it was crazy. Yeah, we had a good time though.
Okay,
I'm just glad I'm here to still be alive and talk about it.
Yeah. So, what other projects you got going on?
Again, I mentioned I got this project. The name of the project is called Faith.
Okay,
and that's in January. And it centers around this one guy. He's his ex-wife. They get divorced. And he's trying to get his ex-wife back, but she's kind of don't want to get back with him. She's kind of like doing her own thing. And I'm the brother of this guy, and I'm always saying like, man, you need to leave her alone. You need to kind of like the Keith character. Yeah. You need to go out and do your thing. That's what I'm doing. Okay. So, so that's the next greatest project I have. Outside of that, man, I'm signed up for I'm taking a course, acting course, starting in February, which I'm looking forward to that. So again, just trying to improve my skills, man, to get better and better each and every time I get on set. So, and the one thing you said, which I consider myself being like this, you mentioned commitment. Yeah. If I say I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna say I'm gonna be there. I'm pretty much gonna be there. If I can't do it, I can't do it. Yeah. I try to be professional on set. I try to know my stuff other than that, student film because it was miscommunication. But outside of that, I try to know, everything that I can know, man, and then some, go beyond because I don't want to be the bottleneck. Like, everybody else got their stuff going. Right. And then I'm like, what's my line again? What's my line? Right. You don't want to be that dude. Right. You don't want to be in the bloopers. Keep messing up. Like, Sabrina the teenager. Yeah. Sabrina the teenager. You just don't want to be that cat, man. So I had to pull you to the side, like, hey, man, so you want to say like, you want to say like this. You gotta say it. That's my cat, man. Yeah. The funniest thing, I know, kind of going off subject here a little bit. The realtor, man. We'll talk about. I know. You go ahead. Let's talk about it. Yeah. That was funny, man. Josiah and Hosea. Yeah. He's getting messed up. Josiah and Hosea, man. Them looking at each other, man, and Hosea about to laugh. They got me laughing, man. Man, and then with that, it's like, cause you know how we did that. Cause originally we were supposed to just shoot that in the weekend, and then we had to break it. We had to like break it down. Yeah, where it was like, okay, we gonna shoot 2 hours on Tuesday, 2 hours on Wednesday, 2 hours on Thursday. It is like y'all over there laughing and stuff, and I'm like, man, I'm trying to make sure we get this daylight, man. I'm trying to make y'all over here being silly and stuff. I'm like, man, somebody gotta be serious on set. Yeah, you was serious. Yeah, you can tell you was serious, like, man. Come on, like, like, come on, Josh. All right, we gonna do what I tell you. I said we gonna do 1 or 2 takes, and that's it. That's all we gonna do. Yeah. So you gotta make it count. But and then the whole Josh car, don't touch that car. Oh yeah, Josh wasn't playing about that car. He was not playing about that car. Oh man, we had a lot of fun though, man. Sure. And then the funniest thing, I guess you talk about funniest things. So you got me all warmed up now. I'm thinking about the funny thing. I know, man. It took me some time to get into the interview, man. 2 hours later, and then I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah. The funniest thing was that I had my nice little boots, man. That I had being a
Oh yeah,
police
the
officer.
boots. Yeah,
The bottom of the heel came
your
off.
shoes start talking.
Shoes start talking, and they just peeled on off.
Yeah.
And I figured out what it was. I was at work that day, had my shoes in the trunk. The hot sun, man,
Yeah.
the glue just
yeah.
moved them out, man. I was like, God, dog. I sound
Yeah.
like these boots too. My favorite boots.
Yeah. what did you have to do? How did we do a solution for that? Did you have to get
What
some
did I
dude?
do? Because at first you was like, man, just you can go without the heels. I said, no, I can't, man.
Yeah.
I can feel them out the heels. They ain't gonna work. I think I had some extra shoes.
Oh, okay.
I think I had my shoes I wore to work. So
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So, but it was all good, man.
Yeah. Yeah, which the Realtor's gonna premiere sometime in March too.
Oh, I
by
can't
the
wait
way.
to see
I'm
that,
I'm
man.
definitely give you some more information on that as well as Power Music. So I'm
can't
gonna
wait to
do
see
a
that
side
too,
to side
man.
premiere for both of those.
Sweet,
Yeah,
sweet.
yeah. All right, man, John. It was nice talking to you.
Oh, that's it, man.
Yeah, for sure.
I could talk some more, man. Nah.
Oh, okay. Anything else you want to say to the audience? Like, where could we follow you at if we trying to follow you on your journey? You got a IG,
Yeah,
Facebook.
I do got
an
an IG. No, I'm
Yeah.
a little
A
up in age
TikTok?
a bit. I ain't got
I seen you
TikTok.
doing TikTok videos, man.
Who?
You.
Yeah, TikTok.
Yeah.
I do got a TikTok account. I don't
I
know
seen you
what I'm
dancing
doing.
to.
There you go. There you go. There you go.
That was you
Dancing to what?
dancing to Nicki Minaj on TikTok, man. I see you. Do
Nah, it
them
wasn't me.
challenges.
Not yet, at
Yeah.
least.
Alright.
But hey, if the viewership's up, who knows? Nah, I ain't doing all that, man. I ain't doing all that, bro. But nah, they can follow me on Instagram, JD_Bibby. Yep, that's BIBBY. Yep. Kin to if anyone knows, trying to throw it out there, relation to Mike Bibby.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. Distant cousin.
Okay.
Yeah. So I ain't got the skills like him, man.
Yeah.
That's why I ain't doing no basketball movies.
So
anything.
y'all be going to like film reunions and stuff. He'll be there, or
Nah.
he say too big
Yeah,
time.
he ain't doing that.
Gotcha.
He said, that's the little Bibbies over there. I'm Big Bibby. Nah. It's all good, though. But yep, JD_Bibby.
All right, audience. That's another episode of Fresh Film Talk. I almost forgot the name of my show. That's another episode of Fresh Film Talk. And remember, stay humble, stay fly, stay fresh. Peace.